Hello, everyone. It's time for Gadget Talk or Geocache Talk. Gadget Talk. It's a creative cache show brought to you by Geocache Talk and the Geocaching Network. If you're watching live and want to be part of the adventure, join us in the chat room. If you enjoy the podcast, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. I'm Chad Champion, aka Bounce Bounce, and then to my left is Derek Baker, Baker Six Clan.
Hey, everybody.
And Derek is going to be the new co-host for the show from now on. So we will be seeing him on here, and Gary and Jesse will be taking care of other business.
Yeah, they've been putting out so much content anyway, so I think they're kind of ready to kind of let this kind of go its way with them kind of overseeing everything. So I think they're really excited about that.
Yeah. So they're busy people.
Yes, they are. Very. So
great. Derek, you want to do our sponsors?
Yep, here we go. Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. And also, tonight, we wanted to mention Write in the Rain is an all-weather writing paper, perfect for all your physical geocaches, large or small. Any pencil and most pens work fine. For the best experience, try one of their all-weather pressurized pens. Write in the Rain is available in a variety of styles, including notebooks and printer paper. Check them out at writeintherain.com. And also, this month of June, if you use the promo code Geocache, you'll get 30% off on your entire order from Write in the Rain. Perfect. And, Chad, we were kind of doing a little bit of an experiment with Write in the Rain. When we were on last Tuesday, a week ago today, you put some Write in the Rain in some water. So how's that doing?
Yeah, so last Tuesday when we had the show with Gary and everybody, I put a Write in the Rain log in some water. We can go over here to the camera. And so it's been sitting in water for a week, exactly, actually. Just to test, we're going to do an experiment to see how it does after sitting in water. And now this is the same paper that Logwork is made out of as well. So it will work exactly the same. So this has been sitting underwater here for a week. And so I thought we'd give it a try and write on it.
All right.
And so here we'll just try and do my geocaching name.
And this is a Logwork pen, correct?
And this is the Logwork pen that they have. The nice space pen that has the pressurized inkwell in it, so you can write it upside down. So you can see it actually writes very well on there.
Yeah,
and then this is
the Logwork pencil. And of course, Chad is writing this under the water, so he's not pulling the book out or anything. So
yes, correct. Yeah, this is cool. This is all under the water. And so here I'll write it here again. And it obviously writes fine. Then the paper actually, here, let's pull it out.
All right.
Now we're doing this all live. I haven't tried this, but the paper actually is really solid. Typically when you see something that's treated or paper, you'd actually see some bleeding of water that would penetrate through the sides. And this actually really, really solid.
Now I do see a little bit of rust there from your magnet that you had or your weight on there, but other than that.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen when you have metal underwater for a week.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's really great. I really like how that's all together and everything. What a fantastic product.
Yeah, these are ones I wrote last week during the show just to see how it worked. And then as it sat I let it sit in the water over the week, and then I just flipped the page this morning, today, tried it. So works great. Highly recommend it.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Write in the Rain pen, not Logwork. Sorry about that.
Yes. Did I say Logwork? I'm sorry. Right in the right.
I don't know. I think I did. I said it. I mean, hey, both sponsors, and I think what threw me off was because Logwork uses Write in the Rain paper, and it was just a pen, so that's where I probably drew that into. But I think that's really cool. So the reason why you use Logwork for your geocaches is because it uses Write in the Rain paper. So once again, don't forget that if you go to Write in the Rain right now, you can and you use the promo code Geocache, you'll get 30% off of your entire order.
Well, let's see. Tom asked a question. What kind of pen is it that doesn't work?
Oh, yeah. Do you have a regular pen?
I have a regular pen and pencil, just some off-brand Bic,
Okay.
right here. Johnson's Do It Center, Home and Garden.
All right.
And we'll give that a try here. And it seems like it writes just fine. I don't think it's as smooth. Here, let me take the Right in the Rain, or the, sorry, not Right in the Rain one, the Logwork one. No, Right in the
Right
Rain.
in the Rain paper. Yeah.
Now I'm doing it. They're both great sponsors.
Yes, they are.
So it looks like it looks like it performs about the same.
It looks like it's
now-
smeared just a little bit, but that could just be the
Well,
pen.
that's my
the actual ink
sloppy
itself.
handwriting. And that's my
okay.
sloppy handwriting. That's why I use a stamp, because you'll never read my logs. So it actually looks like it performs. But again, the Right in the Rain one is pressurized, right? It's a space pen. So you actually write upside down and everything. And then this here is a regular Bic pencil. And let's see. And it looks like it writes just about the same.
Yeah, it
The
does
only thing,
just about the same. Yeah.
the only thing I like better, let's see if we can get that to focus, on the Right in the Rain one, is you have the thicker lead.
Right, I can see the thicker lead. There it is.
There we go. I like that. I like the thicker lead. It doesn't break as easy or anything like that. But yeah, looks like it writes just fine. If I can write on it. So absolutely would recommend it. And
Yes.
it comes with, when you buy one of these pencils, it actually comes with extra erasers as well. So that's kind of a nice bonus.
Yes, it is. That is really cool. All right, so there's our little experiment that we've been kind of playing around with for the last week. I just really like how that is really cool done. So, all right, I think everybody's waiting to really chomping at the bit to finally get to see your workshop, Chad.
Okay. Now, as we're going through the workshop, if you have any questions, you want to see something, maybe have me explain a little bit more, just go ahead and type it in the chat. Derek will be watching that, and we'll cover everything that as much as we can during this podcast. And don't be shy. Ask any questions you want on there. So I use these every day, these tools and equipment. So it may not be as interesting to me as it is to you. So yeah, just make sure that you write in the chat if you have any questions.
Right, and as Chad's getting his iPad ready for us to kind of walk around, the really cool thing, if you see something on the different walls, even some of the caches, point it out, because there's some really neat things that he's got up on those caches that just absolutely blows me away. And he's like, yeah, I just did this really quick. And it's like, I wish I could just do that really quick. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring, there's Chad's iPad in, and we got him on there.
Okay.
So what are we looking at here, Chad?
Okay. So this is obviously a 3D printer. And pretty much it does exactly what it says, 3D print. Up above here, I don't know if you can see my pen. That's where my filament is.
Okay.
So just lots of different types. This is PEG filament on this end. And this is PLA. And then this stuff is all color changing and glow in the dark stuff. So it's actually kind of cool.
Okay, so for those that don't know, what's the difference between PEG and PLA?
Now, I don't know if I can tell you the exact ingredients in the material. So the big filaments that you would hear about is the PLA and ABS.
Okay.
The problem with ABS is you need to have it in a heated box to keep the filament all at one temperature. Otherwise, it will shrink.
Okay.
And ABS actually lets off a lot of fumes that you shouldn't be smelling. So you need to be venting it outside. So the PEG is a cross between PLA and ABS.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it. There's so many different types of filaments out there.
Right. And RG says the temp for melting and strength is also a difference on there too.
Yeah. So the PET, is that right? PET doesn't break; it stretches.
Okay.
and then the PLA breaks, it'll just snap off. So a little bit different.
All right. Now, what brand of 3D printer is that?
This is a Prusa i3 MK3
Okay.
printer. So I like it. It's not the cheapest one, and it's probably not the most expensive. I think it's a really good rated machine for beginners. I've had this for 6 months, and I've not had any issues with it. So
Now, is this one of the ones that you have to put together as a kit, or does it come completely together?
I bought it completely together.
Okay.
So I spent the extra 100 and I don't know, it was like $20 for them to ship it completed together rather than, spend the day putting it together.
Okay. Excellent.
I had to put my CNC machine together, and that wasn't very fun. So I thought I'll just pay the extra money and get it together.
Yeah, I've seen some of the videos on putting those CNC machines together, and we will be getting to the CNC machine here shortly. We're just going to probably just walk down that side of the room, and we'll get to the CNC here shortly. So once again, if you have any questions on the 3D printer, think of them and then post them here shortly.
Yeah, and a comment back to RG. I did not eat the gummy bears. I don't know whether I think my son ate them. So, Prusa, their printers, when you get it in the mail, it comes with a bag of gummy bears, so you can eat them while you're putting it together.
Oh, okay. Well,
or
was it the builder that? So, since you didn't put it together, was the person that put it together for you probably ate them?
Yeah. Yeah, it came with them. I'm not much of a sweets person. So.
Yeah, gummy bears are my kryptonite.
So, and then up above here is just a shelf. If you look at up here, these are our builds that we've done so far.
Okay.
Just so they're easy for me to get to and handy if anybody has any questions. So, and then these are, just since they're up here, these are 3D printed trailers for my son's RC car.
Oh,
so
that's
we're
cool.
We're still working on them.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So we can go start in the back here.
Okay.
This obviously is a vinyl cutter.
Okay. And that's what you use to cut all your really cool vinyls that you're putting on your signs and everything.
Yeah. So the signs that I do here for these here for all the ammo cans. You can see them here. The signal says that's all done on the plotter.
That's really
cool. And
for
my puzzle boxes. So, and then I have up above it just different vinyl to use.
Right. So I'm gonna answer Teresa's question here. No, those are actual. I believe you get your ammo cans from Harbor Freight. It was
yes.
the little trailer and the wheels that were next to it. The wheels weren't, but the trailer that was up top was 3D printed for Chad's son's RC car. So they used
Yeah, so the wheels aren't, but everything else is 3D printed and put together. And this one's a stiffer one to use, but everything works on it. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's really
he
cool.
Actually has a camper that goes on it and everything. We haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, Curtis keeps asking for a 3D printer too, and I'm like, not yet.
They're fun. My son's really getting into starting to design and build things out of it, which is really fun.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I want to get into. I don't know if my wallet will handle it right now.
I know Dave Wagner actually just purchased this exact same machine.
Oh, then I can't wait to see what he's putting out with that. That's going to be phenomenal. I know it'll make his his cash release mechanism probably a lot nicer too.
Yeah, and I printed him the same ones I printed you and sent them to him because his 3D printer, I think, is on like a 5-week wait list.
Oh, no. Okay.
But yeah,
It
in
must be
fact, Dave
coming
actually,
from another country that we don't talk about right now, because I've got some stuff coming from that side too, and it's taken them forever. We ordered it back in March, and I still haven't gotten stuff.
yeah, that's too bad. Well, when I ordered mine, it actually came within 4 days. It was kind of cool.
All right, so what are we looking at here besides telephone?
So this one I won't go into because this is actually the cache for Right in the Rain.
Okay.
So I don't want to give that away. This was a lab cache for GeoCoin Fest. I pulled it in to actually start rebuilding it. But you open it up, and there's an old school rotary phone, and everything works. You'd pick it up, and it would tell you, it'd give you like a 2-minute long story, and then you would have to read on the lab cache page and answer the question from it. So it's kind of fun.
So I think this is funny. Just Finding Our Way said he snuck a cricket maker past his CFO.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my wife's got that too, so I can use it, or she'll use it for me, I should say. But yeah, that was a Christmas gift. She didn't know it was coming, but it was for her, not for me, but it was for her because she does a lot of scrapbooking too. But yeah, those are really good too. I like those.
And for people who don't know what a cricket is, it's pretty much
thanks,
a plotter, but a lot smaller. It's actually great for geocaching, and I believe it will cut paper as well as vinyl.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's see. And again, if anybody sees anything, I can.
What's that medic? What's that medic thing that you got right there? Is that a cache or what is that?
This is here. It's a Halloween costume my son had, and we're redoing it. So I put it down here, so I'll remember to rebuild it. Otherwise, I'll forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind. So
right.
This is the back of his uniform. So this is the chest plate. He has a helmet. He has, the pant areas and thighs and arms upstairs. So all we did was we programmed a little light thing in there just to, Halloween is kind of fun at night to have lights flashing, and he has them going off on his arms and his helmet. It's kind of fun.
That's really cool.
And this is just like a little medic pack that we stuck on there. This is the back. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing it because the camera went off to the side of the medic pack.
I'll show you. And then this is just the front. And so we damaged it so it looked like he had some battle wounds and stuff. But,
And what's the material that you made that out of?
So this here is made out of I want to say PLA foam just because we were talking about the 3D printer.
I'm trying to think.
Well,
I know it's foam, but is it? Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's not 550. 550 is the paracord.
No, these are the foam pads you get at Harbor Freight.
Okay. Like the floor pad type thing? Or
yeah, exactly. EVA foam.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what they look like. And then we just cut them and form them and glue them in there and make the uniform out of it.
Right. I know a lot of cosplayers use a lot of that to make a lot of their costumes. It's light and it's real easy to heat up and manipulate.
Yes. Yeah, and then we cut it and you glue it. There's just all kinds of stuff. It's fun to actually mess with and make stuff.
All right, so I'm seeing this phone here, actual payphone. Did you take that out of headquarters?
Yes. Don't tell them. So this
nobody's there right now. I don't even think they got it open right now. So.
No, I don't know if they do or not. So this is a full, obviously, payphone. It actually is in working condition. And I rebuilt this, the stand that it's in, so the booth. And I went with the hammered steel look on it because it had graffiti all over it and it looked terrible. And it was one of those things where I thought, well, do I leave the graffiti on there and make it look like it's a real phone, or do I clean it up? So I decided to clean it up.
Right.
And then I replaced the lights with LEDs so everything lights up. So yeah, it's a real operating payphone on there. So
That is
that will
really
probably
cool.
be a lab cache at some point.
That'll be neat. That'll be a fun
Yeah.
cache.
Yeah. So if you notice a lot of this stuff, I make a lot of lab caches for events. And so that's what a lot of this stuff ends up being.
Yeah. Odie Olson, that's what was before cell phones.
Yeah.
So they stayed in one place. You had to travel to them versus a cell phone traveling with you.
My son had some friends over yesterday, and they actually came down here, and they were like, "What is this?" I'm like, "What? That's what we used to have to do to call friends. I used to have to sneak down to the 7-Eleven down the street to make phone calls."
Oh
So.
yeah. Well, and don't ever forget, like, of course, we didn't have when I was growing up, we didn't have the cordless phone, so we had the handset, and then you had the receiver, and you had like a 30-foot cord between the two, and you'd find which you want to find where the phone was in. If it was in my sister's room or where it was at, you just kind of trace the phone line to where it was, and you got to the door where it's at, and you pulled it out of their hand from underneath the door.
Yeah.
So
I remember those. We had the same thing, and then of course, when you stretch out that line that far, when you put it back up, it takes a long time for it to
it's
ravel
all
back up.
that umbilical cord just curls all right up.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything up here? This is
Well, I
just
see
a
your
signal
says, yeah.
So obviously it's a version of Simon Says, but it's Signal Says. I just changed the name of it. Now, if you look at this, it has my name on it and Goblin Dust.
Right.
So we did this for an event. I made the upper portion of it, the Simon Says game, and then Goblin Dust made the foot pedals to use. So you actually have to play this game with your feet.
Okay.
So this actually sat up on a stand about waist high, and then down below was foot pedals to play the game. And then you can't see it. There's a screen in here that give you a lab cache code.
Okay. Now, was this the one that was featured in one of the blogs from geocaching when they talked about it? Was this the one that they were talking about using foot pedals?
Must be.
Okay.
Probably. And I have the foot pedals right over here.
Behind the shop vac.
Yes. So these are foot pedals.
Those look like those are all from like Rock Band.
Yes. So Goblin Dust, he did everything with the foot pedals. He built them all, which was nice, and then he integrated them into that system there. So that sat, waist high, and would blink, and then you had to follow everything with your feet. And I'll tell you what, that was hard. I'm pretty good at Simon Says, and I think the highest I got was like level 8.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
So Logwork, aka 3-star, says almost as good as the table where 4 had to play together.
Yeah, I don't have that one out here, but I do have a 4-person Simon Says, and that one's fun.
Yeah. So I think we're seeing glimpses of the CNC machine over here on the right, off and on.
Yeah.
I think we've kind of teased them enough. So let's see this thing.
So it's just a CNC machine. I don't know how to explain it. So you can actually see what I cut last. If you watch Derek's video actually on that door, that's what this is. This is the cutouts for that.
That would have been so much nicer.
Yeah. So the machine, you design this in a program on a computer. The computer mounts actually right here and plugs into the machine. And then it will just cut what you want. So I used to do full cutouts, but it can do, 3D designs and stuff like that. Not printing them, but different levels and stuff. So these are great machines.
Yeah. Sorry, Tom's like, just a CNC machine? Yeah.
Yeah.
And followed by, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I cut the same stinking gears out with a bandsaw. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky I still have all my fingers left.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just insane.
This took about 5 minutes to cut. then I think
I
I
hate
went and
you.
I could have went and had a beer and came back and it was done.
Chad, I hate you for that. It was
So
3 hours.
now I used to do everything by hand, and I finally was like, you know what, I really want to make some better quality things, and I've always wanted a CNC machine, so
So
I got it.
yeah, just finding our way says I'll trade you my table saw for the CNC machine.
Yeah.
So my question is, what type of table saw do you have?
Oh yeah. You're talking about just finding our way.
Yeah, just finding our way. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Bosch table saw. I had a big jet cabinet saw, but I never used it. It was always in the way, and I sold it. And now I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of wish I would have kept it. But my Bosch one works fine.
All right, so Tom says he'll trade his wife's cat and a 6-pack.
6-pack.
You must really like that cat, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is nice. It has a vacuum system on it. Should have hooked it up so I can bring it to me, but this pops off, so you can actually see the bit and change the bit. It's magnetic, and this I printed on the CNC or on the 3D printer. So
Okay.
This is all 3D printed system. I put magnets in it. Just pops back up.
Oh, that's
right?
nice.
And then it sucks it out, so you don't get as big of a mess. You still get a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I route stuff, and it's my garage is full of what we call man glitter all over the place right now.
This is nice. I have the doors. It's fully enclosed. If I can get back far enough.
Yeah.
So dust doesn't come out, or minimal dust comes out if I cut wood. I don't cut wood on it very often, but
Yeah, because you're usually cutting fiberglass. Am I correct?
Plexiglass. Plexiglass or ABS or something like that.
Okay.
So I like to use plexiglass for a lot of my builds. As you can see, like with the signal says, it's very nice. It's shiny. It looks very professional.
Yeah, it does. It looks really nice and clean. And that's one thing I've really loved about your caches is how clean everything looks. It's just it's amazing.
And this was done before the CNC machine, just on table saw. It's clear plexiglass, and then I spray painted the back of it black.
Okay, so if you did that with a table saw, what type of blade were you using? I'll find
the higher tooth, the better. I think it's 120 tooth.
Okay.
On it. And this one up here, actually, if you look at this puzzle box, that's my very first one I made. That was done on a table saw as well.
All right. Now, what's this robot hand? What's this robot hand thing over here on the right?
That was for a lab cache. So that sits in a container kind of like this.
Okay.
And there was a lot of different like pill bottles, and you got to pick up the right one to get the code word. Oh, okay. And there's an iPad. It runs off of an iPad.
All right.
And so there's an iPad with the directional buttons on it that you could use to move it around.
Oh, that's really cool. Now, I've seen this on your backdrop before. You have Geocache a signal in a cryo chamber. Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
There?
Well, if you played Pokemon, this is something I made again real quick for a Halloween thing.
I like how you say I made it real quick.
Well, you know, when you build stuff, you're like, I was in a hurry. It was kind of a last minute thing. And you look at it, you're like, oh, I'd redo a bunch of stuff on it. But, you know, it probably took me 4 hours to build, and then, 4 hours to paint it, maybe a little bit longer to paint it. So it just has LED lights to make it look fancy. And then if you look at the distance there, it's 4.15 out or miles before you can hatch the egg. So and all that is a voltage meter. So the battery in there is at 4.15 volts. So
oh, okay.
It doesn't really do anything.
Oh, it doesn't do. I was going to ask. So if you jumped in your car and you traveled 4.15 miles, could you finally get?
Would it hatch?
Yeah.
The signal would come out as the cell phone tower.
Right. Now I see your COVID-19 mask there. I don't know if everybody's seen that. Now that's just one of those things that you decided to build, right?
I did actually. This is one I made. When COVID first came out, I thought, oh, it'd be kind of cool. So I built it. It has some blue LEDs and one that flashes in the front. And then it breathes out through the side here. And I actually wanted to put UVC LEDs in there because that's actually what kills viruses.
Right.
But UVC LEDs you can't get them right now.
I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. So if you look at it, and I'll show you how ghetto the build is, right? So when you do props, it's not always the best looking thing on the inside. I just kind of shoved a bunch of stuff.
So I
this
like what
runs on a battery cell, right? Battery.
Right.
If you look at this part here, so this is an old snowmobiling mask for my Polaris snowmobile helmet. So you'd breathe in here and exhale here. Well, I sealed this up so you'd have to, the breathing would go in here and out of here. This part here that lights up, so I needed an LED to disperse the red like that. So what's in there is an acrylic door handle, right? That's clear, and the LED actually fit right into the screw hole, and then I hot glued it. So
that's amazing. Now,
kind of ghetto.
Yeah, but it's still kind of, it's really cool. Of course, I'm thinking this, if you lick your lips, do you get shocked?
No.
Okay, good.
It's what is that button? So I think they're like 3 volts.
Okay. So nothing big. Now,
someone said it was Darth Vader's CPAP machine.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So now I know you're over here kind of around your solder station. I think that would be something that a lot of people might want to see, that you use quite a bit when you're doing your builds and your Arduinos and all that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry, I'm reading Ian's question.
I just that they're late to the party. So did you wake up and decide just to go to build all this, or did it just happen over time?
Over time. I wake up and think about it. But yeah, it's taken some time to build it.
Okay.
And a lot of things, I can show you some stuff that I'll start building, and then I don't like the way it's going. And so then I'll put it aside until I can figure out what I want to do with it.
Okay. So. All right, so this is not the run-of-the-mill soldering iron that I'm looking at here.
Well, this is a rework station. I like it because you can actually unsolder boards or take things off of it, rather than a regular solder gun like what you see there.
Right. And that's still a decent solder gun there, too.
I actually like that solder gun. It gets really good reviews, and it's a $20 solder gun.
Okay.
I have it here because I actually use it. Unfortunately, it takes 10 minutes to heat up.
All right, so let's start our stopwatches, if you don't mind. Let's see how long this takes to heat up. All right, so I'm getting my stopwatch.
That's one of the things I like about this. If I want to solder something, I don't have to wait 10 minutes. If we turn the solder gun on, set for 450, and you can see how quick it heats up.
Yeah, that's...
Right?
Yeah. Let's see
if
here.
I'm sitting here doing something, I need to solder this. I reach over and turn it on.
That's less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
So don't be holding onto the soldering iron like, is it hot yet? As like a lot of us, not a lot of us, I've done accidentally. It's like, is this thing ever heating up? And just tap it, and that one's going to be hot. That's really cool.
And it's not really cool.
It's really hot.
You can change the temperatures. And the nice thing about 2 guns is you could run them at 2 different temperatures as well, depending on what you're soldering.
Right. And what's the other side that I'm looking at here?
So this here is a heat gun. So on a rework station, you can heat up the solder, and it actually comes with different size tips that you can use. And there's a whole bunch of different ones, but I'll just grab one here. So you see this one here is a lot smaller. So you can focus the heat into a certain area. And same thing here, you turn it on, and I have it set for 350. When it's in the cradle, it doesn't heat up, but as soon as you remove it, it'll start to heat up. So then the same thing, it heats up fairly quick.
Fairly quick? That's like real quick.
Yeah. Well, that's a heat gun. I don't even think a basic one takes very long to heat up. It's pretty much just a high-powered blow dryer.
Yeah, but you don't want to do this one with your hair. You don't want to blow your hair with this one.
Yeah, I don't think so. But it is fairly quiet as well versus using some kind of heat gun. So you can also, your wire wrap or shrink. This works on that. And that's probably what I use it for 99% of the time. And then when you take it and put it back in the cradle, it automatically shuts off, gets to about 200 degrees, and then totally shuts off. So it cools itself down. And then as soon as you pick it up, it heats back up.
That's nice. That's nice.
So, and then if you want to leave it on, you just turn it to the side. Oh, we're upside down, maybe. There's one direction.
Yeah, that kind of works if you're...
There we go.
You're trying to... You need your extra hand free to kind of shrink wrap something and everything.
Yeah, right exactly. Like if you need two hands here to work on it, then you have the heat blowing, which is why I have it facing this way. A lot of people have the heat gun facing the opposite way, but I want to be able to work with it.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
So, and then you can see it's going to turn back down or turn off.
All right. So
that's that side. This side here, you can actually, so if you're building something and you want to use certain volts, so right now this is set, you can adjust the volts in amps. This is set for 13.1 volts.
Okay.
And you have a coarse adjustment here and then a fine adjustment here. So same thing, your outputs are here, so you could hook it up to your project and you can power it and figure out what it works best at.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So I know with doing a lot of smart caches or those type of caches, Arduino caches, that would come in handy with different of the modules that you can use with it.
Yes, and for some of the latches I use, I want to see how low the power will get before they won't work anymore. So I can actually sit here and slowly turn it down and then activate the latch and turn it down some more and activate it and see when it actually stops working.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah. So that's fun. It's not a real expensive one, actually. This brand isn't, but I would highly recommend it.
Okay.
And then honestly, a tool I use more than most is just this little skill screwdriver I have. I've had this for 15 years. And I love it. It just charges right there. It's a great tool.
Yeah, that one is. It looks like a little phaser from Star Trek.
Yeah. And then over here, let me see if we can turn this. One thing, if you're going to start working with circuit boards, let's pull it down here. I recommend getting one of these. I'll pull a circuit board out here. I started to solder. The way it works is I have these boards here, these breadboards that I solder everything to.
Okay.
And it actually just pops right in here. Right? And you can build everything there. You can turn it. You can solder.
Oh,
do whatever
wow.
you want to do on it. And
yeah,
it holds it. So that works good. And then if you, this one's a little bit taller.
Oh, extra hands.
Extra hands, yeah. And I only have 4 on here, but it comes with 6. And these are great for holding wires together. You can also, if you had to choose between one or the other, I'd get the extra hands because you could always use this as well.
Right.
To solder. I guess I'm not looking.
Yeah, that looks really, I like that. So. I have one that just has 2 and they're really tight and it can be kind of a pain in the rear.
Yeah, these are nice and stiff. They work very well. I bought a cheap one originally and the thing was falling apart and I was dropping stuff and I hated it. Another thing that I do when I build these boards is I make it so that your Arduino can pop out. So
okay.
If you have any issues, you just have to pop it out, put a new one in.
Right.
And it's actually happened at events where I'll have something out there and the board will go bad. And I carry extra boards with me in my computer and then I just download the program for that cache and then just pop the new board in and it's ready to go again.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, one little volt or amp that's wrong or it gets surged, and that board's gone
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yes. And then something that I think is critical, probably because I'm old and I can't see very well, is a good magnifying glass.
Right.
This one's nice because it actually has a light, and you can actually adjust the tint and the dimness of the light.
Right.
So that's nice.
That is nice.
And I think the most important thing is a TV, so I can watch TV while I'm building stuff.
Yeah, because you don't want to get bored while you're doing it. Now,
Yeah.
what about your the drawers there? What's all? If you don't mind, what's all in
Okay.
those? Is
No,
that
I
just
don't
your
mind.
parts, or what's all in that?
They're empty.
Oh, those are empty.
No, they're not.
Oh, I was gonna say, man, that's a waste of space.
The top drawer is just wires, different type. Like these are wires that I had for cache that pull apart, and so that I just have them in here in case I want to use them again. These are spare wires of stuff I've taken apart. Just different cables. These are connectors. So if you want to make your wire actually fit inside these,
Right.
this is actually what does it. Here.
Oh, when that crimper, yeah.
Yeah, and then it has all the fittings here.
Okay.
So, and you can see there's the extra arms for the extra hands. Then here I have a couple different things of resistors.
Okay.
In there. Tape, just pretty basic stuff. Solder is in here. Those different tips are in here as well. And then I like to use
ribbon
wire. Thanks. Ribbon wire for some of my caches, like when the screen goes up in the top of my puzzle box. I like the ribbon wire, looks really clean.
Yeah, it does.
And I actually have some that actually is pinned out for their Arduino size. So
oh, great.
That's just nice.
Excellent.
This one here is modules, and these are just nanos, which are the small ones you'll see me use 99% of the time. These are Unos, Megas and Duals. These I use all the time. These are terminal boards. So if you can't solder...
Oh, we're not seeing those.
Have you seen those? Derek, you've seen these ones?
All right, so Chad's opening one up so we can see what it looks like. And as he's doing that, those that are in the chat room, what are you guys thinking of Chad's workshop? I mean, is this like a workshop we'd all love to have to just kind of really geek out and create a lot of really cool, fun stuff? Put your comments in the chat, and would love to hear about it.
So this is the terminal board. So if you don't solder, this is the perfect solution for you.
Okay.
All right. So you can buy Arduino. This is here made for the Nano. You can buy them. I buy them without the solder on them, so they're not soldered. But you can buy them pre-soldered. So
right. I think I have the ones that I have are pre-soldered.
Yeah. So they'll come right out of the package like this, and it just slides right. It just pops right in. If I can do it. So it pop right in there, and you're ready to go.
I agree. That's kind of what happens to mine. I have to go through and clean mine about every week, it seems like.
What do you have to clean?
The workshop. He's saying, I hope someday my shop will be organized and clean. I start a cache and everything seems to end up on the bench in a mess.
I think every workshop. Sometimes I spend just as much time cleaning up as I do building.
Yeah.
So if you look at the terminal board, everything, you just use a screwdriver and the wire goes in there, you tighten it down, and you're good to go. No soldering required. So, and if you buy Arduino kits, you typically will get, find the right one.
Yeah, I agree, Tom. I've done that a couple times, actually. Tom says, I think it's a great shot for Chad, and for me to email Chad and say, hey, can you build? Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, actually, you have some 3D stuff going to you.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
So this, when you buy an Arduino kit, find the camera.
you get a lot of these wires here, these breadboard wires.
Right.
And they actually will fit right in here and tighten down. And you can actually put your cache out that way if you want to.
Yeah.
And then as you learn to solder, you can upgrade them.
Right. And I actually have the tips, so you can actually drop those tips on there. And it's tricky to learn the crimping on those.
Mm-hmm.
But if you buy those and I'd almost recommend that you get the crimping kit as well, because those tips pop really easily too.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that crimping them, I have issues sometimes with it as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll clean up later. So where are we at? Terminal blocks. These are prototype boards. So these boards come with, this is for an Uno.
Okay.
It comes with the piezo buzzer. It comes with the 7-segment display. It comes with the LEDs. So you can actually design something, and this pops right on top of the Uno.
Right.
You can test it that way. So kind of fun. This is another type of a terminal board or a block that is for the Uno as well. So this just pops right on top of the Uno and screws down.
Now, and what those terminal boards do, those that aren't really familiar with Arduinos, what exactly does that do?
So just the exact same thing as we just showed you here, right? It keeps
it
you
just
from
helps you
having to
expand
solder.
it? Okay.
No, it's just these connections here. So when you look at your pin, it's hard to look through the camera and look at the thing at the same time. Let's see if we can get it. You see these numbers here, the A2, A1, AO.
Yes.
Right? That's assigned out here. And so that's where, when you put the Arduino on there, it has the exact same labeling on it.
Okay.
So this would go this way.
Right. So what it does is makes it easier for you to connect the wires to it versus and gives it a better base for the Nano itself.
Correct. Yeah. So you don't have to solder. You just you can tin your wire or use those connectors I showed you.
Right.
And you can put it in there, tighten it down with a little screw, and you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, and this also has a power source on it. So you could actually just plug it right into the wall and it would run.
That's really great.
Good. So these are just, the other ones I'm showing here are just made for the Uno.
Right. And I see like ultrasonic modules and speaker modules and a whole bunch of different type of modules in there.
Yeah, so these are the different keypads that I use. 4x4, 4x3. Let's see here. This is a battery charging unit here that will charge an 18650 battery.
Okay.
These are in the wrong spot. This will show you your battery charge level right there, so it lights up. These are voltage meters, and this actually also shows you the battery level if you push on it.
All right, and is that the same voltage meter you had over in Signal?
Yeah, it's just a different style, but exact same thing.
Okay.
They all work the same way, except for that one to show you a battery level as well. Let me see here.
All right, here's a question for you.
That's bigger.
Just finding our way asks, Chad, what's your preferred source for this stuff? Where do you buy your modules and everything?
Banggood or Amazon.
Okay.
That's where I typically buy them. Then you got your DC step up module. So this will increase the power, your DC power. Relay modules here. So if you want to open up a latch, turn a light on, whatever you want, that's what this would do.
Right, and I've used one of those. You helped me with a Gadget Cache that had a latch, and that's we kind of played around with that.
One, I think.
Yes.
This here is a solid state relay. So same type of thing. It's just quiet. This you can hear this when it latches.
Yeah, you can.
When it activates, you can hear it. It's fairly loud. Some of this stuff, I haven't looked at this stuff forever. Oh, this is a scale board, right? This is a scale beam.
Not seeing it in the screen. It's at the top right.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So this is just a scale beam here.
Okay.
Speaker. This is an amplifier. Here's Bluetooth modules, speakers, voice, sound module, micro SD cards, DC voltage regulators. And so this is a voltage regulator, but it actually displays what the voltage is and the battery level on it. This is step down modules, so the opposite of the step up.
Okay.
So take voltage down. IR breaker beams. So if
all right, so here's another question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Do you find any quality differences between the various Arduino type brands?
Sometimes when you buy these nanos, once in a while I'll get a few that just don't work. But with Amazon, you put it in, you send them an email, and they'll send you a couple of them for free.
Okay.
But as far as anything else, I don't see any difference myself. Maybe if you're doing a project that, had really tight tolerances, maybe you would see it, but nothing I build is like that.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's an amazing board drawer that you got there. That's just with all that kind of stuff in there.
Oh yeah, we got beam breaker modules, GPS modules, Wi-Fi modules. This is another Wi-Fi type module. Decoders, which if you did my crack the safe, that's what that is.
Right.
Touch sensitive modules, MP3 players, 7-segment displays. This is a bunch of random stuff. If I wanted to label and put these in, it'd take up a half another drawer. But
right.
These are just kind of one-offs.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those.
Yeah, so this is kind of like the one-off drawer area. These are boards that I used to use when I take out of projects, and I kind of stick them in here, and they may go to something else, or they may go in the garbage. I don't know. We'll see. 7-segment displays. There. What do we got here? Air pumps, speakers in here.
Wow.
These are my screens. So I mainly run 20x4.
Okay. And those that don't know, that's
LCD.
4 lines down, and 24
20
across.
Yeah, let me pull it. Grab one that's open. So this is, it's 4 lines down and 20 characters across on that. So, and I run the regular displays and the I2C displays. And the difference is, well, besides programming and making things easier, this takes 4 wires and this in it, and this will take 12 wires.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
To wire it. A little bit more work when you use that, but it's once you learn how to do it, it's really easy.
Right.
And these here are your 16x2, so just a smaller one of these. And then same thing, these are regular, these are I2C. And then over here is a 128x32 OLED display on here. So it's a really, really small display.
Okay.
And it actually can do designs and everything.
Oh, wow.
That's a 128x64 display. And then one thing, because I like the I2C, I bought that module on the back. So I just soldered this to those and make them I2Cs.
Okay.
So, and I think everybody saw these. These are just like an LED scrolling screen.
Okay.
And then here I have just random screens. This is a really long one here. There was a electronics store that was selling these for like $1. So I thought I'd pick them up.
Yeah, just gotta keep a lookout on where you want to buy the stuff, and that's.
Yeah. I can't see. I'm sorry, my computer's way on the other side of the room, so I can't see any comments.
It was kind of funny. Tom mentioned here a few seconds ago, in the drawer right above there was a blue disc thing, and he was commenting that's a coaster. No, it was a coaster.
This is the Arduino coding program that you download to your laptop.
Right.
But nowadays, I don't think you need the CD.
No, you just download it or you use a flash drive. I mean,
I'm kind of a hoarder, as you can kind of see. And then these here are sound modules. So you can download sound to them. Different buttons can activate them. So these are all different types. I don't know what this one is. This is this one, 2-1. That's Star Trek sound.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Scotty? Where are you, Scotty?
Yeah. Then these here are your RFID readers.
Oh, okay.
Here. So that's what these are here. And then here is just RFID cards, just a bunch of them. And
yeah,
then
you sent me a
RFID
cache with those.
rings. Yeah. And then these are the RFID rings. So same thing as the card, but it's a ring. And then I printed these the other day, actually last weekend. These are the 16x2 displays that I thought would be kind of cool on a cache.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Credit card reader. So that's for a cache. Then over
Must
here
be like
project
ATM
boxes.
cache.
Yeah. Well, there's when you got to put a credit card in that Goblin Dust did.
Right.
And then it runs the information across here, and it says wait, processing. And then finally it'll come up with a code. It's actually really cool. And that's actually who I got that from, is Goblin Dust gave that to me.
Yeah, Martin, but a very organized hoarder.
Yeah. Martin knows me. He knows how messy stuff can get.
Yeah, Tom said for a cache for the cache.
Yes. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Weatherproof project boxes, which I think we went over on a podcast a little bit ago.
Yes, we did. I remember that one.
These are non-waterproof project boxes.
Okay.
Heat coils. So you make smoke machines and stuff that will heat up and make the smoke. And these are just plasma little things. I don't know if I have anything in it. Yeah. So it turns on, or you can set it for voice. So I actually was making a mask that, like with that one was.
Right.
Like when you talked, it would do this. And so I actually had a big mask out of it. And it was out of the EVA foam, but I don't know what I did with it. I got tired of it.
Now, you have something like that on the other wall, do you not?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of one of those little, I just put this together pretty quickly.
Oh, do you want to finish these drawers real quick and we can go to it?
Yeah, we'll do that. And then we're just kind of teasing
these
out that we're going to go to the other sticks. Remember, we're just on one side of the room right now.
And latches, yeah. Buttons and latches. I don't want to go over all of them. There's all kinds.
You got an easy button in there somewhere?
No.
Okay. Nothing's easy. Got it.
No. LEDs. So these are my pre-wired. These are kind of, as I pull stuff out of old projects to kind of get put in there. Right. These are the 12-volt LEDs. These are green ones. I have red. I have white. These are 3mm pre-wired, and these are the 5. This is EV wire. And these are kind of cool. So these are sew-on LEDs.
Okay, what is that?
So they sew into
sew-on. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and what you use, the string used to actually use in your sewing machine is this, and it conducts electricity. So this is the wire, but it's actually a thread. So
wow, that is cool.
And then here is like UV, all kinds of different LEDs, lots of different stuff. And then this is just power supplies. So 18650, AA, Ds, just whatever. I'm getting low on some of them. I use these a lot on projects too, so you can quick disconnect the battery.
So question for you, and this is my question. So when Radio Shack went out of business, did you just go in and just like buy them out?
I wish. That was before caching for me. That was BC. 2014 BC for me. And then this is just random tools. So heat guns. This is like an off-brand. I think it might be a Harbor Freight brand, like what do you call that little tool?
Dremel?
Yeah, Dremel type thing. And And then I run, this is heat shrink wire, which I had a whole bunch here as well. These are the smaller chunks. And then I buy it by the roll as well. Ribbon wire, other wire, just different things.
Wow.
And then let's do this side, then we'll go to the other thing. This will be real quick.
Okay.
Just random tools. Kind of unorganized. Drill bits, fittings, just random things.
I wish
pens,
my unorganized looked like your unorganized.
This is bigger tools, tape measures,
rulers, scales,
whatever you can think.
Squares.
You need.
Yeah,
pipe cutters are here, gloves, whatever. This is kind of my miscellaneous screw drawer. So when I get one of the project or a screw and I haven't put it away yet, I just kind of throw it in one of these magnetic boxes or holes, and then eventually in a year or two I'll go through and organize it. Or if I need one I'm out of, I'll go through here and usually find it.
Okay.
So just kind of tap and die, which I use a lot of. Label maker, But one thing I use a lot of are these safety screws. So if you look at them, it's a T-bit, but it has that stud in the middle.
Yeah.
So you have to have that safety tip for it. And I do all my caches with that way. And here's all the different types of tips. So I use a lot of these ones as well.
Yeah, it makes them a lot harder to break into.
Yeah, exactly. Batteries and locks. So I use a lot of 18650s. I use a lot of rechargeable batteries here, and these are my random regular batteries. I'm kind of letting them go away. Locks, chargers. I had a cacher send this to me the other day. That is amazing. It's a smart lock that you use your phone to unlock it.
Huh.
So I'm going to have to mess with that. And I'll have to mention his name on here. He's actually sent me a few things. This is more of an organized screw drawer. Underneath here are different sizes. So when I need something, I go right to it. So these are like number 8s or 10s and stuff. I think 8 and 10 are in there. So, wow. And then again with security screws, here's a big pack of them here.
Right.
That I use. So
I think you have more. Oh, those the thumb screws or the key screws up there. I think ones? You have more. Well, they're up in the top left corner.
Oh, these ones.
Those.
These are my Harbor Freight special.
Yeah, I need to get more of those because that's what I like using on several. Like when I do a Codex box or the Cryptex, those work great as the keys that you can lock into.
Oh, I use them because they look cool.
Yeah, well, they're cool, but they also work really great as a peg. So when you slide and stuff, it'll lock in there, and it gives you enough bite that they won't come out. Mm-hmm. So those are really great. I like those. And
then these are crimps for wires for cable. Right. So I use cable to hold keys or something to something, and so I have that stuff in there.
Yeah, I think you look like an Ace Hardware out here with a whole bunch of different stuff.
This is kind of my 3D printing drawer. So my son's making a Jeep body. So here's the hood and here's the front end. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Of it for his RC car. So that kind of stuff go in there. Random things. Some extra filament, a 3D pen. And then just, these are some extra breadboards and wires that I don't really ever use. In there. And then I think this is really not much. Drills, some fake cameras. This is extra parts actually that came with that payphone. There's actually guts and everything in here for it as well.
Yeah.
So random things there.
So those are in the chat room as we kind of, I guess, move to the other side. Okay. What kind of things do you think you could build with a workshop like this? All right, I want to see some of the comments pop up now.
Oh, good question.
Yeah, let's see some of these comments that I want to know so I can see some of these things. So that was only side one. Now we're flipping to the B side of the tape.
This isn't as impressive. This is kind of just a random drawers. of stuff. And honestly, believe it or not, I have 5 more of these carts that I actually want to put over there. So we have a theater, and this whole area used to be my concessions area. So it was actually concessions along this whole wall with
Wow.
all kinds of machines, soda machines, and all that's left is popcorn machine, a pretzel machine, a pizza warmer, and then lots of candy. But it's all behind there, and I'd like to get rid of all that, but my family really likes it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some people in the chat room like, I'll take it.
Yeah. But eventually, that's my plan. But I'm also looking at building building in the back, or a shed. I don't know what you'd call it. A couple 100 square foot workshop in the back.
Couple 100 square foot. I love it.
This is, as you can see, coins. Path tags, just random stuff from events.
I recognize a Brian Roth coin there. Yep.
These are the good Jeremy and bad Jeremy. And these actually light up. This lights up with a red halo, and this lights up with a white halo around it. When I was messing around and made this real quick. So if I plug a 9-volt in, it will light up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. These are, here we go, travel bugs that I win at events. So we got lots of magic ones, some Arrow Stream, whatever, Halo. I've given them a lot away because I don't put travel bugs out very often.
Right.
These are my path tags, and then wooden coins.
Okay.
Lackey tags here. What are these called? They're my coins that I have out. Proxy.
Yeah,
coins.
proxies.
These are coins that I get at events here. So there's lots. Obviously, we have the Geocache Talk one.
Yep. Hey.
Tri-Cities. These are fun. They rival, I think, the going caching stuff. So lots of little parts to them to complete the puzzle at the end.
Right.
This, I don't know if you know of a lackey named Crying Pandora. This is her coin, and it's hard to see in here. This is a big, heavy coin. It's probably the best coin I've ever seen. So I'm really lucky to have that.
That's really cool.
So anyways, just lots of different coins. Path tags I've collected, and then different stamps and random things I have. And then I made these the other day. These are 8x10 picture frame.
Okay.
And the path tag actually fits in each one of these. Perfect. So, and again, I just cut on the CNC machine.
CNC machine.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to sit there and drill all those holes and try and get them even.
All right. So Ryan asked, any coins you're looking at selling or donating, let me know.
Okay. I don't know if I have any.
So
it's one of those things. I don't collect them too much, but I do really like them. I don't know. I haven't displayed them. I've had all kinds of ideas to display them. This drawer is just kind of miscellaneous screws. So right here, whatever I need that's miscellaneous is in here. Over here is just like all thread. These are just dividers, handles. So if you see my caches that have the handles on them there, or the red ones, I paint them red. I just have lots of different ones here.
Wow, and that was a pretty cool cache that you just showed there for a second.
Oh, yeah. We can go up there in a minute. Because this will go quick. Swag.
So hey, look, swag. Bouncy balls.
Bouncy balls, yep. That's how I got
your
my
namesake.
Name. Yeah. These are just, ducks, gliders. Oops. Sorry, I don't have you guys in the screen. Gliders. Little, styrofoam ones, paper gliders, bouncy balls, or actually these are sticky hands in here. Frisbees, bouncy balls, Space Invaders, things, bubbles, random things.
And hey, there's a Logwork. Thank you, Logwork, for being a sponsor.
And then lots and lots of glasses.
And where do you get these your swag from? Do you get them from like Oriental Trading Company or
yes.
where?
That's exactly where I get it, or on Amazon now. So everything I have, most of my drawers are labeled with what's in them. This is all PVC, white PVC fittings.
Dan, here's the drawer for you. Dan, Trucking.
Yeah, he likes PVC.
Yes.
Yeah, and I put my large ones, some of them in here, and then I have another drawer over there with bigger ones. junction boxes. So whatever you need for junction boxes in here. Gray PVC, so electrical PVC conduit fittings. And then this is just random whatever stuff.
Look at those caches.
So
I have those are a couple
bug.
builds.
Huh?
A couple of those were builds that we did on Gadget Talk already.
Yeah, I think this was the one that lights up and the
right
still works. Just different things. I kind of fit in here. I don't know. Different boxes. There's just I actually don't go through this stuff enough. So yeah, there's some more pipe. I have a huge area of pipe on the side of the house, full sticks of it, all the way from 8-inch down. So these are just baggies. Oh, you don't want those. I already showed that. That's just different pipe fittings, different motors, and more pipe. That's one of those things when your shop gets messy, you just find a drawer and just throw a bunch of stuff in.
Right.
This is kind of my paperwork drawer. So I have a event I want to do that is a Mission Impossible event, and so I made these up. And there's actually invitations you have to decrypt on one of these. One of them's full. To actually find out where the location of the cache is. So it's like this.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, there's...
Pure Rabbit has a really cool idea. You should make a path tag holder / game that works like Connect 4.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, so in here it's just random paperwork stuff.
And yes, RG, lots of money invested in that. Oh, yeah.
Now, I use lots of things. So this is an exit sign. The whole reason why I got that is for the battery system in it to recharge it. And I end up not using it. So this
what are the balls?
Huh? Oh, these are balls? Fake cameras.
Oh, okay. Fake cameras.
They're fake cameras. I actually use these because they have a red flashing light in them. They're off 2 AA's and will last for 6 months. And I'll put it on one of my caches, and it'll run for 6 months. And I just have to change the batteries, every 6 months.
And so people think they're being monitored. Really cool. Yeah.
Well, and I throw the cameras away. I just use the LED in there. Paperwork, I design everything before I do it. This is the cogs off of that one build. And then these are just random cutouts. So this is, I think, the other part of that.
It is. So much cleaner than what I made.
I don't know. Yours looks pretty good. This actually, Derek, I want to talk to you about. This is for the Mission Impossible cache. This is a screen that I need to do a video on. And as soon as you open the box, it has a motion sensor, automatically starts playing the video. And then I just got done making the smoke, the smoke sensor or smoke machine for it.
Okay.
So, anyways.
Well, and I got a cache I want to talk to you about that. That'd be kind of funny, too.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm seeing all the parts that you have it here already. So
this area here is just random stuff. Some phone ends, label maker, some glue. These are just different things. This was an old CD-ROM, writable CD-ROM case.
Right.
That's going to actually
a switch, Ethernet backpack. Switch. I had that same switch.
So when you're building props and stuff, these things are great. You paint it, you'll never know what it is, but it'll look really cool. It has the clear plastic on it. You could light it up. I mean, just stuff like that, keeping stuff, and that's why I'm a hoarder. Different types of tape, labels, whatever, glue, Velcro, whatever.
Wow.
More screens, lots of different things here. Fans, gauges, just different things like that. So, different containers here, another label maker. And then this is just same thing, just kind of
random cache containers.
So these are, ones that I made here for events that use that 16:2 display, and it'll have like a sign being bound next to it, and you just got to answer the question and type it in, and it will give you the code. And so this is the same thing, just a different color. Same thing with these. These are containers for labs or whatever.
Right.
Like that.
Well, I think as I'm watching comments and everything like that, your workshop is just on some other level of our workshops, and you may be a hoarder, but you're an organized hoarder.
Organized.
And everybody's just like,
an organized
holy
mess.
cow. Yeah, everybody's like, well, organized mess. Yeah, no, you just mean organized. There's no mess to it. You may see a mess, but we don't.
So what you were talking about earlier is this.
Right? Is that one right there?
Yeah,
Or that was that steampunky looking thing.
Yeah. So this is a backpack I made for a geocaching Halloween event a couple years ago. So it's a time travel backpack that I made, steampunk, and so you turn it on. And so this is what it does. It has marker beacons there, and on the two lower sides on each side, hard to see, there's kind of cramped. You have some LEDs here. Don't do anything, they just look cool, right? That's the whole point. And then the same type of thing here, random like computer looking things. And then this, there was another one on this side, but it fell off. And then, blinky light here. If you look at this, that's an old sprinkler head. And I just put an LED in there. So
that's funny.
Nothing big. And then when you want to time travel and see if the battery's still good, you push this button.
Oh, I'm not seeing the button.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's a button here that sits down by your waist.
Okay.
And you push your button, and you'll start to time. This will kick on and start flashing, and you'll start time traveling, I guess, in theory. So you shut it off. Kind of a fun little thing.
Kind of a fun little thing? That is just like awesome. I mean, I'm sure you were the talk of the party with that thing on.
It was fun. So there's that. Let me just shut that off. I haven't charged those batteries in a long time.
And then you have this box down here, right there. Yeah.
This is a puzzle box that's supposed to go to a YouTube puzzle guy named Chris Ramsey.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
And I am at the point where I need to think of some better things. So there's a puzzle on each side. There's 4 different puzzles to get to the final. So you can see this is one side. This is the back of it, or we call it the front. And this is another part of the puzzle. And you complete this puzzle, I don't have a battery on it, but when you complete the puzzle, or one part, this will open up, and there'll be a clue in here or something, a tot. And then you'll complete another one, and another drawer here will come out. And then there'll be a door that pops open on this side. That'll be another puzzle. So just lots of different stages to it. I just need to finish it.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and that's all acrylic. Let's see. I don't know if there's. Can you think of anything else, Derek?
No, I think you've pretty much covered.
Pretty much it. I have this one I was messing with, but I'm still kind of deciding what I want to do.
Yeah, that one's I looked at that one the other day, and that one's really cool. And we'll leave that for some other time. We'll leave that teaser there.
And then something I didn't show up here. I think I've mentioned before, these are my puzzle boxes, and I have 30 of them, and there's lots of different sizes, and there's some over here, and then over here, and then there's some underneath the cabinet over here. So I just kind of keep them up there and randomly go for it. And then I don't know if I showed this area here, like everybody has to have an area for material. And so this is just random material.
Yeah, mine's still not that neat. I have wood everywhere. Oh, I tried putting it in a box, but then as projects go, that box overflows.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least you can walk around on the floor and you're not getting your feet dirty. Mine's got sawdust all over the place.
Yeah, well, I have this vacuum. I think it has a 20-foot hose, and it will reach anywhere in here. And it's easy to vacuum.
Yeah.
So, and then I have, of course, this one here I started working on and then got bored with it. So someday I'll finish it. Same thing with this. About a year ago, I started making an acrylic puzzle here. Oh, here's that mask I did for that one thing I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're starting on that.
But that's what this is. These are all over the place. Old puzzles that I had that are probably garbage now. So,
yeah,
just pretty much it. This here is just my podcast table. So if you look at this, I have the 3 screens. This is the computer that runs my main screen, microphone, everything. This one here runs the build cam. And then you can see the build cam is right there, and then my regular camera. And then I keep all my supplies in here. Down here is just random pipes, random fittings here. More just kind of stuff like that. Nothing big. I don't think there's anything else cool in there. So that's all this is for.
Wow. So absolutely amazing, Chad. Just phenomenal. Your workshop. I cannot, and you're muted, but I'm just blown away with everything that you have in there. It's just so really cool. And I know everybody in the chat room and everybody's just absolutely blown away. So anybody in the chat room, if we're kind of wrapping this up
would never work for him.
But, yeah, Dan's kind of a 5-gallon bucket guy where he stores all his tools. So that's what he was, I think he was referring to. Tom asks, okay. Tom asks, what size is the room?
This is 20 feet, and I think it's 12 feet across. It may not be 12, it might be 10 feet across. So it's not huge, but it works. Probably looks bigger than what it really is.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much
weird. You're not synced up right now.
Oh, am I not synced up?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but we're all right. And to answer the Caching Dead, yes, we are the new Gadget Talk crew. I am now the co-host, helping Chad out here doing this. But this was a lot of fun. I hope everybody's enjoyed seeing Chad's workshop because I know I'm blown away. I wish I had a workshop like that, and I know a lot of people in there do. Any other questions in the chat room as we are wrapping this up that you might have for Chad as we've gone through everything? Tom also says good use of the space you have. So
yeah, thanks, Tom.
And Wheels AZ says my stuff's a stack of shoe boxes. So I know a lot of ours is. Oh yeah, thanks, Tom. Yeah, hit that like button if you're jealous of that shop. And so that like button should be lighting up quite a bit. I mean, this was just absolutely amazing. I really love it. And I know you may start getting a lot of emails here pretty soon because people see what you got, and now they're going to go, hey, can you build this for me? So,
and again,
so one of the ways that you can email us.
Yeah, send us an email.
Email us at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com.
Sorry, I must not be syncing up.
So, and no, it's all right. It's good for audio, but just not for the video part of it. But one of the other things I wanted to mention as we're coming through here, which you can find at Gadget Talk Podcast, you can see us on Instagram, and I believe do we have that as a Facebook as well?
Yes.
And yes. Facebook and Twitter. So we got that. I'm going to pop you out just real quick, Chad, and see if it'll sync back up. All right, we'll see if it syncs back up. Now, if you've seen our shirts, Gadget Talk, if I can find the logo, Gadget Talk shirts. And then on the back, I believe, Chad, if you could turn around, we can see the back of the shirt. The back of the shirt says, what part of this do you not understand? And the actual diagram is what we're going to be doing for the build this month, June Gadget Talk build. And if you want that parts list, go to geocachetalk.com, go to the Gadget Talk tab, and find this month's part list, and it's on there. So I know my part list is in the mail. It's going to be here next week. I'm excited about this one. This is going to be really cool. I got a schematic, and I'm sorry, I don't understand it, but you're going to explain it to me. So
Yes. Am I synced up better
let's
now?
see
Can you hear
here.
me?
Oh, don't forget, I can hear you, but you're still not synced up, but that's cool. Also, Geocache is the promo for your Right in Rain promo that we got going on this month, so go check that out. So, all right, Chad, any final thoughts or anything?
No, if anybody has any questions about the shop or any tools, anything like that, just go ahead and send an email again to the Gadget Talk podcast at gmail.com. And if you, again, we're always looking for ideas on builds. If you have something in your mind of what you want to build, but don't know quite how to execute it, send me an email with your thoughts. Maybe it's something we'll do on the show. And so,
right,
yes.
Sounds good. All right, guys. I know we've kind of gone.
The next show is June 30th, which is when we'll be making the schematic or the 9-button decryptor, whatever you want to call it. There. Now, we're not going to be building it in any box on this. We're just actually going to be building the puzzle itself.
All right. Sounds good. I know we kind of went long tonight, but I think it was well worth it and seeing that just amazing shop. So I really appreciate it, and inspired a lot of us and showed how those of us really are not organized. So, all right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye, and Chad's going to say, I guess Chad's going to say bye. So we will catch you guys on the 30th. Don't forget, if you want to be a patron of Geocache Talk Network, go to Geocache, go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk and become a patron there. $3 is the lowest you can go, and that's the Bison Tube label. And you can go $10 is the golden ammo can. Really would help the show. And also, you can get the shirts as we were mentioning. Go to geocachetalk.com and go to the store on there, and there's some great shirts. So, and tomorrow is the new Geocaching with Kids that comes out. So, all right, guys, have a great night, and thank you for joining us, and we will see you on the 30th.